Hello guys, welcome back on my channel. So I just hit a milestone in my YouTube career. This is the first time I get a free copy of a game. So huge thank you for Rogue Snail. I will check my mails more often because they sent this 9 days ago. So I'm a little bit late, but the game is awesome. So this is a roguelike game with ARPG elements, and I like roguelike games. I actually played a lot of Hades and Returnal. Returnal is one of my all-time favorites. And I said a lot of times that we need more roguelike mechanics in the big ARPGs like in PoE or D4. We should have full endgame mechanics with roguelike stuff. I hope someday they will do something. But now, let's see the game and I will tell you my opinion. The things that I think is working pretty great and the things that I think need a little bit of work on. I finished the game in 7 hours. It was pretty fast. And in the first act, when I saw the double knife spell, I was like, I want to do a Spin2Win build, and it turns out pretty good. And now I started over for the endgame mechanic, testing right now, and on act 1, the graphics, the atmosphere, the music, everything is spot on. And the progression is rewarding. Like in every other roguelike, as you do more runs, you unlock the different types of power-ups like relic, skills, skill tree, items. There's a lot of stuff here, and this is what I would like to talk about more. Let's start with relics. These are the most important items when it comes to progressing through the game. As I mentioned earlier, I use the double knife skill through my run. You can see how many different relics exist that are focused on supporting that skill. If you want a strong build from the beginning, you should try to set these up early on, because they make a huge difference. They help you with struggling during the early stages of the game. Here is an example. Like, read this one. Whenever you lifesteal, gain a stack of bloodshot. Each stack grants 39% melee strike damage for 5 seconds, stacking up to 10 times. I mean, this is huge. A lot of damage, you can imagine. And if you use the Banner of Fate, that gives you 1.5% of double knives damage converted to life. So basically, you stealing life with every hit. This brings up the question, if you have lifesteal but you are already at full HP, you can't actually reach any life. And yes, that's true, that's exactly why we use Righteous Blade. When you activate this, it's consuming your life. So with the lifesteal, you can stack up your bloodshot and you can use it on max at all time. So this is how you want to use the double knife skill. It worked me pretty well. And this is only one skill, and I think there is a lot of other options for the other skills. I will try out a few more, but if you play this game, please tell me in the comments that how you like the other spells if you are playing with the other ones. Next is the skill tree. It's quite big but pretty straightforward. You want the relic spots and the maximum level skills. Of course, attack speed and so on, but actually there are 2 different skill trees. You have a different one in the end game, and I like that more. Next up are the items, like weapons and armor. There are a few issues here. First, most of them are extremely basic. The majority only give one stat, like a ring that just adds critical damage and that's it. But the bigger issue is that you can't store items. So if I want to switch weapons, that switch one performs better. My old weapon is instantly gone straight to the trash. I think there is a big room here to grow with the items, so definitely need some work on. And the last one is the constellation. It's a pretty big passive tree. I only have a few points on it. You get a few points in Act 3, and then later on the endgame system. I can imagine there is a lot of way to modify your builds with this. As I heard, there will be a big update on the endgame next week, so I want to wait on that. So I'm not talking about the endgame mechanic in this video. Let's talk about gameplay a little bit. So the simple floors you blast through feels pretty good, but I have a big problem with the bossing, especially at the end. So as I said, I played a lot of Hades and Returner, but even in Poe 2, if you first play Poe 2 the acts, if you didn't watch any build guide, it's challenging. But here, this is where things really went off. Maybe there was a bit of challenge in the early acts, but even then, nothing too serious. Here we are in Act 3, facing the first boss of the act. As you can see, I'm just standing in front of him, holding right click. In my opinion, challenging boss fights are one of the core elements of any good roguelike game. But here, even the first time I got to this fight, it already felt dull and dragged out. Still remember the first time I reached the final boss in Hades, Kronos. Sure, he destroyed me quickly, but it was an intense and memorable fight. It took several rounds to beat him, and I really had to focus. That kind of an experience completely missing here. I was really looking forward to the final boss too, hoping it would turn things around, but it just didn't deliver. I think this is part of the game should have gotten way more attention. Maybe the end game will fix this. It looks like bosses can be modified to be stronger and gain new mechanics. This could be promising, but as far as the campaign goes, this part really felt flat for me. So this is my full opinion on the game. I really like the game, I will play it more, and I will play with the update. If you play with the game, please tell me your opinion, and hit the subscribe button and like the video, it matters a lot. And if you want to support me to make more builds, or to have more time to do this, I made a Patreon because YouTube kinda pays me nothing. I'm from Eastern Europe. There is no plus content with that. But if you want to support me, so I have more time to do this, you can do it. It's not mandatory or anything, I just tell you that there is an option for this. Thank you for watching, guys. Bye bye.